here on One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. The LTFRB is reminding PUV operators and drivers that the fuel subsidy that they will receive cannot be used elsewhere. Some 136,000 beneficiaries will each be receiving 7,200 pesos worth of fuel cards from the Land Bank. The agency warns that using the money for anything other than gassing up could result in penalties. The program may also be suspended altogether if such abuses happen. At least half of the 1 billion peso budget for the program has already been disbursed to beneficiaries.
Ang ating mga beneficiaries po ay noong nakaraan ho, pumirma na ho sila ng undertaking na yung paggamit po noong binigay po sa kanilang subsidiya ay para lang ho sa pagbili ng krudo. Kung meron hong paglabag, wag naman po sana. I-report po sa amin yan ng LBP dahil makikita ho sa transaction history po ng kanilang mga accounts kung ito po ay nagamit sa krudo or sa ibang bagay po.
And the COMELEC 2nd Division has denied the motion, appealing the extension granted to the Marcos camp to answer the petitions against his candidacy. The poll body dismissed the motion filed by a group of civic leaders, saying it has the authority to suspend its guidelines under the 1993 COMELEC Rules of Procedure. Poll watchdog Contradaya says the move to grant the Marcos camp an extension shows special treatment. The group also insists that the COMELEC should always be fair and consistent with its own rules and regulations.
Pag ganito ng ganito, no, ang ginagawa ng COMELEC mismo na siyang in charge sa election, hindi ito magandang magandang picture, no? Natatakot tayo, no, na posibleng ang COMELEC ay hindi magiging fair, no, sa kanyang trabaho lalo sa lahat ng mga kandidato.
Business groups are pushing back on the policy which mandates unvaccinated workers to get tested regularly and at their own expense. The Employers Confederation of the Philippines, or ECOP, believes that this new policy is nothing but an added burden for the working class. ECOP President Sergio Ortiz Luis told Radyo 5 that the government should incentivize vaccination instead of demonizing the unvaccinated.
I think basically it's a punitive act. Pahihirapin mo to such an extent na actually yung requirement nila mga 4,000 halaga kung minimum wage earner ka or near to that, it's as good as saying na hindi ka na pwede magtrabaho.
PhilExport Chairman George Barcelon agrees that workers should be tested. However, Barcelon says that private companies or the government should cover testing expenses.
If it were up to me, I would have them test. Okay, I cannot. I think it's unfair to have them shoulder the expense. Okay, everybody's hard up already, and really, in this situation, is the the working class, no, that is feeling the burden.
We're going to pause for a quick break, but we will be back with more stories after that. Keep it here on One News. watching One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. The health department logged less than 1,000 new COVID-19 infections on Thursday. This has kept the country's caseload at 2.8 million, with some 17,000 cases active. 17 duplicates were removed from the total count. At least 193 more patients were confirmed dead, bringing the death toll to over 47,800. 181 of which were previously tagged as survivors. Meanwhile, recoveries are now at 2.7 million, with 1,000 new survivors today. 15 of 17 duplicate cases were reclassified under recoveries. And around 2.8% out of some 38,000 people who recently got tested returned positive results. 3 laboratories were not able to submit data. And with COVID-19 infections now at manageable levels, the health department is looking at the possibility of having the pandemic situation in the country declared as under control. Greg Gregorio with the report.
On Wednesday, COVID infections in the country dropped below the 1,000 level again at 890. This translates to a positivity rate of 2.5%. Positivity rate shows the percentage of positive samples out of all samples tested. To indicate low transmission, the World Health Organization set benchmark rate at 5% or lower for at least 2 weeks. Based on the Health Department's COVID tracker, weekly positivity rate in the country has been down below 5% since November. With these improving numbers, the Health Department is now weighing if the COVID spread in the country is already under control.
We will ask the guidance of WHO if we can already declare that the COVID pandemic in the Philippines has been controlled or contained.
While the situation here may be labeled controlled, Dr. Ted Herbosa says this is not tantamount to being COVID-free.
Pero that doesn't mean eliminated ang COVID. Dapat pwede pa rin siyang mag-resurgence dahil nandun pa rin sa test positivity rate na above 0.
With this, health officials are warning against complacency. This as Europe experiences a fresh wave of COVID infections. In Germany, the Christmas market has been cancelled as cases top 60,000. The UK has been racking up 40,000 infections daily, while France tallies 30,000 a day.
Look at Western Europe. They July 19, they announced a Freedom Day. They removed the masking mandate. So now they're on a 4th or 5th wave. You know, the rise is quite steep. So we don't want that.
Authorities are still urging the public to observe health protocols. This as the government tries to ramp up vaccination in the country through a 3-day national vaccination drive.
We need to prioritize those who are more vulnerable, not having the shot. Because when the surge comes, they will be the one that will be giving the burden of deaths and also a disease and also hospitalization.
Workers getting vaccinated in those dates will not be marked absent at work as long as they present proof of inoculation. For News 5, Greg Gregorio, we are One News.
Let's now take a quick look at today's other top stories. Former presidential advisor and businessman Michael Yang has asked the Supreme Court to block the arrest orders and the immigration lookout bulletin against him. Yang's counsel, attorney Raymond Fortun, filed the petition before the Supreme Court. The Senate has ordered Yang's arrest for skipping the Blue Ribbon Committee hearings, despite being subpoenaed. China wants the Philippines to remove the grounded BRP Sierra Madre from the Ayungin Shoal. The Chinese Foreign Ministry insists that the area is part of Chinese territory and that the Philippines should honor its commitment to remove the vessel. Defense Secretary Delfin Lorenzana said he is not aware of any such commitment that was made to China. Lorenzana also stressed that the Ayungin Shoal lies within the Philippines' EEZ or Exclusive Economic Zone. And in sports, LeBron James led the way for the Los Angeles Lakers to outscore the Indiana Pacers 124-116. James ended the game with a season-high 39 points after returning from a one-game suspension after his flagrant foul for recklessly hitting Pistons center Isaiah Stewart during Sunday's game. For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Masks on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I am Sean Yao. We are One News.